she's the type to believe that if two people like each other, whoever likes the other person more is weaker. Deeper and more varied relationship you have, the rounder your mind will be, and the less the angles will pierce you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So again I'm talking about this book. It is so good. I'm literally saying that I stopped at every next line to just grasp the essence of it and just admire it more and more. I loved every next line written in this book. So I'm going to read some of the lines. यार ये बाल क्यों नहीं रुक रहा? Here I was like, यार पढ़ते ही रहो. So मैंने कुछ मार्क किए हैं पेजेस जिसमें कुछ लाइन्स हैं that I'm going to read in this video and tell you how much I admired these lines and book. एक पैराग्राफ है where psychiatrist is advising our author that if we have a habit of judging people from a simplistic perspective, that perspective will eventually turn against ourselves. But it's also alright to be angry once in a while. For example, think of a person you admire and imagine what they would do in such a situation. Wouldn't they be angry as well? They'd find the situation intolerable too, wouldn't they? If the answer is yes, then allow yourself to be angry. I think you tend to focus too much on your ideals and pressure yourself by thinking, I have to be this kind of person, even when those ideals are in fact taken from someone else and not from your own thoughts and experiences. And like you said, people are complicated. They may seem perfect on the outside, but they could be doing terrible things in the dark. You can put them on a pedestal and end up being disappointed by them. Instead of being disappointed, try thinking this way. They are living and breathing human being too. This will make you more generous and generous toward yourself. So this was, I find it very good advice when we admire someone so much and end up hurting ourselves that we are not perfect as they are. लेकिन ऐसा भी हो सकता है वो भी उतने perfect नहीं है. So next again this line is from also psychiatrist. It's like with your guilt. You want to strangle someone and then you automatically feel guilty about having had that thought. तो अब प्रीटेक्स्ट समझ ही गए होगे कि इधर हमारी ऑथर क्या ही पूछी होगी कि उनको अनोइंग भी लगता है बहुत सारी चीज़ें, लेकिन उनके बारे में वो बुरा सोचती हैं तो उसके लिए भी गिल्ट होता है. तो ये साइकेट्रिस्ट है, योर ओन एंगर टर्न्स यू इनटू अ गिल्टी पर्सन. there's a desire to punish yourself, shall we say. You have this superego that exerts control over you, and superego builds not only from your own experience but cobbled together from all sorts of things that you admire, creating an idealistic version of yourself. But that idealized version of yourself is, in the end, only an ideal. It's not who you actually are. You keep failing to meet that ideal in the real world and then you punish yourself. If you have a strict superego, the act of being punished eventually becomes gratifying. For example, if you are suspicious of the love you are receiving and so act out until your partner lashes out and leaves you, you feel relief. You eventually become controlled more by imaginary outside forces than anything that is actually you. So it was a very good line. And the next boss, there are lot many. मेरे को नहीं लगता इस वीडियो में कवर हो भी पाएंगे इतने सारे. So one more line where our author is saying, one Wednesday I went out for drinks with some friends and my work situation happened to be better than theirs, and I even like my boss, right? But my friends weren't doing well, which meant I couldn't complain or seem ungrateful. I ended up just listening to their stories. But I have problems at work too. And there I was, just sitting there and listening to other people's problems. Everyone else has a harder time than I do. My friends, my colleagues at work, everyone, I think. But I felt like it was so unfair that I didn't get to talk about myself. She is not worried. She is not happy that she is having less problems. She is worrying about why she didn't get to talk. ऐसे कई जगह मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा हंसी आया था. सो आगे भी है लेकिन इसको मैं कंप्लीट नहीं करती हूँ, तुम लोग खुद ही पढ़ लो. सो नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ ऑथर बोल रही है, आई एम गोइंग टू माई मूवी क्लब. जब वो पूछिए व्हाट आर यू डूइंग नेक्स्ट वीक और उसको लगा वीकेंड. देन साइकेट्रिस्ट सेड दैट साउंड्स फन. देन ऑथर, it is and it makes me little nervous. I'm not into book club for example because I have a creative writing degree and work at a publishing house, which makes people have all sort of expectation about me. I was afraid people in movie club would think the same. She was afraid that people will look down on her. Next, I'm under constant surveillance. This one paragraph is so important for every one of us, that we are always conscious about our looks, our voice, our everything, pimple, complexion, everything, which is not good. And she had to. They say that when we get too hurt, we try to forget our wounds instead of healing them. And this might be what happened to me as well. It was real problem. This paragraph is full of the things that she thinks were problematic to her. Then next, was a born though, so she is having depression and the problems she is having. Was it born this way, or prone to self consciousness, too emotional extreme? She is having two emotional extremes, either very sad, either very envious, or also black and white, not the middle ground she is living in. So she thinks either person will like her or hate her, not just see her in as a person or dislike her particular ability or particular things. So she is so at two extremes. So here psychiatrist says personality has a lot to do with nature, the way we get birth, but nurture plays an equally large role. That environment, nature versus nurture is a big debate, that what shapes our morals, ethics and values, nature versus nurture, both plays. So next, here she says, feeling of envy, psychiatrist is saying, feeling of envy are very common. It only means you have ideals, but envy coupled with constant comparison with oneself is something distinct. I think you are only idolizing her a little. It doesn't seem that serious. Then the author says, what would qualify as serious? Psychiatrist says, it has to manifest in your behavior, but as long as you can think to yourself, I'm alright, you're fine. There's no need to be too negative about envying others. It could be motivation for you to better yourself. This one was good. This anxiety about losing something seems to happen whenever anything comes into your possession, psychiatrist is saying. Then author says, possession isn't the right word. I'm just afraid that when I start liking someone, they'll start thinking I'm a sucker. That every one of us thinks. If we become friend of someone, we constantly think that what the other person will be thinking about us, if this act will go right in their eyes or not. So psychiatrist is saying, does she treats you badly? Is she the type to believe that if two people like each other, whoever likes the other person more is weaker? So I read it somewhere and I truly believe this happens, but after reading this, I feel this is not general. The way she is talking, does she treat you badly? Is she the type to believe that if two people like each other, whoever likes the other person more is weaker? Then this trait is not general in human behavior. Like if someone likes me and I like someone, if I like more, I'm weaker. So if this happens, the other person who is making me feel weaker, he is bad. Why I'm saying she. So this relationship is bad. Maybe the someone who does not make me feel weaker, but loving more and more keeps healthier. That could be general sense of seeing the love. Here's psychiatrist again. And the more you sacrifice, the more you'll begin to expect a payback. So if you love someone, don't sacrifice too much of yourself. Love beyond the wheel of reality or whatever the dialogue is, but have yourself. And the more you sacrifice, the more you'll begin to expect payback. You'll feel that because you have done so much for them, you haven't received enough compensation for your affection, and that will make you even more obsessed with them. If someone leaves, it fits in the context if someone leaves you. The next paragraph. She has so less self-esteem as she is saying in this book. So let's read one more line. My face looks pathetic and shabby to me during these times of inner war. Eyes that are bloodshot and unfocused. My fringe all messy. A dim and stupid expression as if I have no idea what my own brain is thinking. She's saying herself pathetic, but if you see her photo, she's so beautiful, yaar. Why is she so I don't know why she's saying this about herself. I read something about that in a book that emotions have something like passageway, and if you keep blocking your bad emotions, you end up blocking your good emotions as well. This one is quite good message for every one of us. So here are a lot many. The deeper and more varied relationship you have, the rounder your mind will be, and the less the angles will pierce you. I find this cute. Even when I throw myself at others, I deliberately do it to get stabbed in the heart. she's going into relationships to get stabbed in her heart. She's quite funny. There are lot many. I knowingly have not added in this so that the video will not go so long. But even when the other person forgives me, I'm unable to understand their forgiveness. And when they give up on me, I torture and console myself with the fact that no one could ever love me. This happened to everyone, I think. There are a lot. See, book is underlined. It's no use to hold on to the empty shell of a love that's past, to try to win back a heart that will never return, or to let your regret eat you up from the inside. Great messages. I must say, great from both author and our psychiatrist. All beginnings and endings feel so heavy on me, or the author is saying. My faking creates more faking, and that goes on to create even more faking to the point where I can't tell whether I'm faking or not faking, whether these are my real feelings and thoughts or the packaged ones. I really admired this book. If you want to know more, you want me to read more of good lines, which I really liked. So let me know in the comment. And here is a recipe of tabboulki, which I'm going to make. So I think this video is quite long, and what to say, I really loved this book. As you can see, go and buy. I have no link. Go to Amazon, Meesho, Flipkart, wherever you want to go and buy this. If you are watching this from another country other than India, so you may be having this book in your language. Go and find in your shopping apps now. Or if you are good in English, as you are able to understand my words, then read this English version. Bye.